Hello there, beautiful people. My name is Mary Ann Mwangi. Today, just like the title says, we're going to be talking about my journey to becoming an au pair in Germany, or rather how I moved out of my country at 19. The reason why I am so excited is because I haven't planned to say anything in this video. I'm just about to give it to you raw on exactly how it happened for me. If you're this far and you still don't know what au pair is, or FSJ or BFD, down here on the description box is a link that says social programs that can move you to Germany affordably, and there I explain exactly what au pair is, FSJ, and everything you need to know about them. If you have also reached this far and you haven't subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. And to the 470 people who've already smashed that button, just know I am so humbled, and thank you. Before we jump right into the video, I'm about to promise you something. I will give you information on how to move to Scotland and how to move to Austria, so consider subscribing. Let's jump right into the video. So this is how it happened for me. In 2018, I had just finished high school, and to everyone who finished their KCSE in 2018, Matiangi. So, saying Matiangi, you'll know what I mean. It was just 2018 when I finished my high school, and then it was January when I had to start to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. The thing is, I really didn't know what I wanted to do. I mean, who does? I did not. And it came to January, I was enrolled to JQuat. JQuat is a university, Jomo Kenyatta University Technical Studies. I'm lying, I don't really know why it's in full, but I swear to God, I was enrolled to JQuat in town at I&M, and then it was an IT course, and then eventually I just realized, this is not mine, I really don't want to do this. And in the midst of all this, I found myself joining a German course. Why? Because there are few people in my family who live in Germany, and maybe it was going to be something for me. But at this point, I really had no idea, so I just decided to go into a German course. So on January 2018, I started my German course, A1. I did A1 all the way to March, and then in April we had holiday, and then around this time I was already a little bit informed about the au pair program. I had already created an au pair profile on Au Pair World and Au Pair. I think at this time I didn't even know about aupair.com, but I only knew about Au Pair World, and I had a profile. Luckily, I had gotten a family. I will never forget these people because they really did me wrong. So I got this family. I'm so tempted to mention their name, but I don't want to get sued. And then we made all these arrangements. I got my passport and everything. I was so ready to go to the embassy. I was having conversations with them every night when I come from class, because I had a night class since I was having also other things during the day. And then one time I just came back home and they told me, we decided otherwise. We don't really want to have an au pair, and especially one that's not coming from the European Union, because visa is an issue. I don't know this, I don't know that. Looking back at that time, to be honest, I was pissed. I swear, I was so pissed, and I was just like, why didn't you guys say this the moment you knew I don't come from the European Union? The thing about the European Union is you don't need visa to get to Germany. But I mean, of course, if not all countries, but of course, if you come from Africa, you definitely need to apply for a visa, and there are specific conditions and terms that you need to meet, and blah blah blah. So at this point, I'm really pissed. I'm like, oh my God, maybe just au pair is not what I want to do. I mean, maybe God is speaking to me. Maybe I should just change my mind and start something else and actually do something that's important. Because at this point, I'm doing German language. I'm not assured of a visa. I'm not assured of a family. I'm not assured of a contract. I'm not even assured of what to do when my contract is finished in Germany. So yeah, that was my first family, and that's what went down with them. So eventually I just decided to convince myself to go back and do German course, because I mean, if au pair doesn't work out, there's FSCOT. If FSCOT doesn't work out, a foreign language is always an advantage, and I promise you it always is. So I went back to school in May for my B9, for my A2. A2, I swear, if my parents hear this, please forgive me, but A2 was a waste of time. I swear, I don't even remember what I learned during A2, simply because the syllabus was so confusing, and secondly, at this point, my motivation wasn't really as it was when I started. So throughout A2, I did waste a lot of time that, to be honest, I don't really regret, but I do feel bad that I wasted time, yeah, you know. I mean, wasting time is not good, has never been good and all. So, I mean, I did A2, and then I finished, and then B1 came. In the midst of B1, I met one of the most important, I met an important guy who told me, I can teach you German, and I can find you a way to Germany, and so on and so on. The thing is, my parents were not going to buy the idea of leaving school and going to be taught by someone else privately. They were not going to buy it. So I had this man meet my dad. They discussed, and Galchon started school. I started to do B1. In the process of doing B1, I started to become more enlightened about, I started to become more enlightened about FSCOT, about Aupair, about BFD, about coming to Germany just as a student, about degree programs, master's programs, DAAD, all this information that was super important to someone who was learning German to move to Germany. I think that was important information. And somewhere in November 2018, I did my exam, and then it came to this point where I'm like, yeah, now I have certificates, so this means job searching. Swear, this is so crazy. I mean, I just felt like those people, you work so hard for your degree, and then one time you get your papers, and then boom, you're back to scratch. You have to start hustling and finding your way out. So I became a little bit serious with my Aupair websites, my aupair.com, Aupair World, aupair.com and Aupair World, and Facebook. I started to become really serious, searching for a family and looking out for something that was going to work out for me, because at this point there's no turning back. I had already invested a whole year into the language. It started to get me even more confused, because with A1 I knew the only thing I'm qualified for is Aupair, but with B1 I was qualified for a lot of other things. I was qualified for a degree, I was qualified for FSCOT, I was qualified for BFD, and of course Aupair. And at this point I started to feel like, hey, I think Aupair is not really mine, maybe I should start applying for FSCOT. And the thing is, I did start to apply for FSCOT. I did get a few chances, but the one organization that was really serious was in some place called Chemnitz in Germany. I asked my brother lives in Germany, in Stuttgart. I asked him about Chemnitz. He said, no, that's really a weird place to live. There's a lot of people who are not open-minded. I don't want to call any person racist because they live at a specific place. I would just call it, there's a lot of people who are not open-minded, and I wouldn't suggest that you go to such a place. So at this point I'm like, no way, I'm not going there. So my next move was actually to completely choose one thing and to decide. So it's December now. I decided for Aupair, and I got serious about it, and I started to feel like the reason why I'm not choosing FSCOT is because I need some sort of protection in some sort of a family and all. And of course, living in a family was going to make me speak German every day, so my German was going to get better and better every day. And the thing that you also learn faster from children than from adults, of course. If you're learning a foreign language, and if you're watching this and you're ready an Aupair, just know speaking to children makes you learn so much faster than all the friends that you make. Yeah, it was and so I decided to sit down and do au pair. So it was December, in around Christmas. I was at my best friend's place. Shout out to my best friend, her name is Lucky. I love her with all of my heart. Shout out to that girl. She has kept me sane all this while. She's taking care of me and has kept me sane. I love you. So I was at their place for Christmas, and a lot of things happened this Christmas. Story time. A lot of things happened this Christmas. A story time is probably going to come down one time. And in the midst of my stay at their place, I was contacted by a German family, and they said they liked my profile. At this point, my profile says I have B2 qualification. Why? Because you don't get a family the day you start to search. But the thing is, I only have B1. I mean, qualify yourself even when you're not. Qualify yourself. So at this point, I contacted them. We had this interview, great interview. That was the first time I had a conversation in German. I was like, oh my God, I don't even know if my accent is right. I don't know. At least I knew my words are right, because I mean, I had learned this thing for a whole year. But that was really the first time I was actually speaking to someone who's native. You know, my German teacher, one was Luya, the one was Kikuyu, the other one, my third and my favorite teacher was Kamba. I'm not trying to say anything, but hello, these people are not native speakers of German. So that was the first time I spoke German in my life to a German family. And of course, because my first family, the one we had made arrangements to move in with, and then they backed out, they were speaking to me in English, because A1, the only thing you know how to say is my name is so and so, I come from where, this and that, and that's all. I mean, if you're A1 and you're expecting to move to a family where they don't speak any other language that you speak, you're really going to struggle. So anyways, we had this great interview, and the following month in January, about 18th, they sent me the contract, they sent me health insurance, they sent me a lot of stuff. They sent me everything that you needed. That was the 18th, and then on the 21st of January, I had my embassy appointment. Yeah, I had my embassy appointment. I went there. I fought for my visa, and I think 13 or 10 days after I got my visa. And funny enough is that it got out on 31st of January. 31st of January is my best friend's birthday. Again, shout out to you. And I was at her uni, and I was going there to celebrate her birthday, and then I got this scary message that says you can come collect your passport. They never tell you if your visa was approved or not. They just tell you you can come collect your passport. So I was out there with my best friend. We'd gone swimming and all this time. I'm so nervous because I'm not telling her what's going on, and then eventually I just told her, hey, I have to go because there is 1, 2, 3 things I have to take care of. And then I left her. It's like, I think it's 2 hours drive from where she was to where I was supposed to go pick my passport. And I went away to Nairobi, and I picked up my passport, and yes, my visa was approved. The thing is, I was so excited. Oh my God, I was so excited. I ran out of the building, I came back, I ran out again, I came back, and then I'm like, bro, what the heck? It's happening, it's happening. And then that's how I got my visa. And about 2.5 months later, I think about 8 weeks later, because I moved out in March 18th, I think about 8 weeks later, I moved out. And that's why I am here, seated behind a camera, telling you guys about my whole experience to becoming an au pair. That's how it happened. It was so easy for me to do. So please like my content. It really helps my channel. And please, if you've gotten this far and haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Thank you so much for watching up to this far. If you made it this far, you're really interesting. I like you. You know, we could do something. We could do something. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching my content, please like, comment, and share. I mean, who wants to hear this? But please share if anyone's interested. And thank you. See you soon.